if your card is a Seven of Spades, then this is the faith card. This is the card. This is the tree of life. And this gives you a young soul. This gives you spiritual victory over any obstacle you can accomplish. The people who are born on this card are powerful and often become leaders. They are charming and have no lack in romantic environments, as well as they never lack good fortune. And so he speaks of you. You work secretly and awfully secretly, and usually willing to remain behind the scenes. And you can make a great career in the secret service or anything that deals with the hidden or the unknown. This will greatly benefit you from your intuitive perspective of truth and falsehood, because you're good at separating what is real and what is not. So you are good at that, which means dissecting and decoding things. And so you are the Seven of Spades, because you are the seven of all sevens when we're dealing with these cards, because the highest number, because it's got a spade suit. And so spades deal with the spiritual aspects, and this is the faith card. With no faith, you can't reach your full potential. It's as simple as that. And you have many friends, but few loves. You know what I mean? And they are generous and willing. You are generous and you are willing to serve others. And of all cards, you represent the best teachers and wisest counselors. In business, you are reliable. In love, you are faithful. So deep inside you, you know that everything that you do will be accounted for. So whatever pain or sorrow you experience is just a debt, a payment for which is justly demanded. So you got to understand that, because you are the Seven of Spades. So this makes you a good student and a good debater. And you got a rebellious nature now as the seven. You know what I mean? And you could be cooperative and work well in partnerships. And if you do be cooperative, you will work well in partnership. Even sometimes you develop a tendency, fears, dealing with people. Trust is the big issue. And you have much more to gain by sharing with others and by working in association. So you are a good executive, and you are often spiritual leaders, and you are leaders of the welfare groups, housing committees, great agents, and negotiators. So you make a great peacemaker. So this being said, as the Seven of Spades, you don't like fakeness. You know what I mean? And you're attracted to people with strong mental powers. And so the women often get married, you know what I mean? And they marry an older man with a who's great when dealing with the mind, intelligence, and your emotions are deep and lasting. And relationships are built on respect. Yes, I'm talking about you, Seven of Spades people. So your emotions are deep and lasting, and relationships are built on respect and admiration rather than on demonstration. So this being said, as Seven of Spades people, you are very trustworthy and capable of handling accounts and finances for others. So you're good when dealing with business and organization and instruction. And you often work in a charitable type of job because you're very generous. You're very giving. And you got the humanitarian nature, so you can work in a humanitarian organization, usually behind the scenes, and you will work very hard to get things done. And you have a mind that's very moral and about righteousness, unless you're on the other side. But you always keep your lives private and your business well separated from your private lives. So at the seven, you are the most mystical of all numbers, because we know the seven is heaven, and the seven is the number of the soul. So you got spiritual victory will always be a part of you, and your quest for the higher truth. So you like the truth, you like the light, you know what I mean? And so this is how you can separate the truth from the lies, and you can peep out what is true and what is not. So nobody can tell you anything. So in silence, peace, and self-examination, you know what I mean, it explains that you are a person who are all about perfection, but you can be critical of others and suspicious and judgmental. You know what I mean? But you got to understand, just like every other seven, you create your own problems and your own difficulties. And definitely, like every other 7, you are psychic and highly intuitive. And so you have inspired wisdom, just like the old soul you is. You know what I mean? And this inspired wisdom and your analytical abilities could reward you through your expression of spiritual leadership, business, marketing, as a creative artist, and scientific research, just like every other 7. But operating on the spiritual side of your individuality can bring you to the greatest heights, to the greatest frequency. And so you must not neglect your spiritual identity, just like every other 7. So this being said, you deal with the spades suit. So the spades corresponds with wisdom, and it deals with wisdom, and it deals with labor, it deals with work. And so, as a higher version of all the other suits, as the 7, you is the highest 7, the most powerful suit of all is the spades. And so, when we talk about spades overlooked life, your overlooked life will be a position of authority. So, and you're good when dealing with emotions, intellectual games, or mind games, or psychology, and evaluation of things. That I mean, and so you know if somebody try to bring these games to you, you don't. That's why you dislike people coming with you. They so emotional. People who playing mind games, because you're good at what you do. But you don't play mind games, but you're good at it. You're good at knowing how it operates, knowing how it moves, because you deal with the intelligent, you deal with the spiritual aspect. So you really don't like emotions and intellectual games people play. You know what I mean? This don't excite you. Not as much as you're talking about your willpower, your ambitions, and your wisdom. You know what I mean? This is what you live by, wisdom. And so you as the spades, you always want to find the truth. This is what you're about. And then you're a spiritual giant, because this is what you're about. And you want to get the job done. You're all about getting the job done. And you take a practical approach to life, and you understand your true potential. That's the greatest thing. And a lot of you are happy, and you find that wisdom and the spiritual, if you live by wisdom and you live by your spiritual realm or plane, or you get in tune with your spiritual self, this is where you find the greatest happiness and the greatest satisfaction of all. And as the faith card, you're the most spiritual card in the deck. You know what I mean? So you are very great. And if you live by wisdom, you will succeed above everyone. But if you do not live by wisdom, this is where you fall off your throne. So discipline is very important to your life, because you have a faith card and you deal with energy. So you could be a free spirit that go everywhere without being disciplined. And if you're so wild, you know what I mean, you can't reach your highest potential if you don't live by wisdom. So discipline is the key. And you got the people out here to learn to trust and keep your faith in spite of any circumstance and situation. And so you're here to control your emotions too. And so your main challenges will come into the areas of work and health. And so you got to watch out for your health, and you got to be ambitious to work and be consistent when we're talking about working. So maintaining a positive attitude about life is probably one of your hardest challenges. So, and when this happens, your body is having a conflict. The cells in your body having a conflict with each other. And this will cause you illness or pain. And so this is why you got to balance out. You got to balance yourself out and learn how to discipline yourself. You know what I mean? Because if you discipline yourself, this is how you succeed. And you live by wisdom. So you got a lot of inner strength. You know what I mean? So you got to watch out for being one-sided. You know what I mean? Not listening to others. And only want to hear what you want people to hear. And communicating with others. You know what I mean? Because if you're not on your job being analytical and let other people have some say so, you cannot learn. And without discipline, how can you make it? It's as simple as that. So you must think, speak, and act from a higher perspective. You know what I mean? Or you will suffer illness, either mentally, physically, or either way it go, all around. And so, and some of your pain is still in physical illness, and your mental illness is not the only problem. Sometimes you can have accidents of any kind. And so this is why you got to be on the right track and let the universe vibrate with you. And you got to align your spirit with the universe by doing what is right and being disciplined. If you're on the right track, you will get many of your personal wishes fulfilled in this lifetime because you have many talents that you can utilize for success and satisfaction in your life. And many of you become successful and important. You know what I mean? This is only when your mind is on the right track. And so you also a symbol of protection and security, and nothing can truly hurt you unless you let it, unless you fear it, unless you doubt something. So it's you who make your own reality. So it's up to you of how things go. So only you can hurt yourself. So you are protected by a higher spiritual force. So long as this higher spiritual force is aligned with what is right and the truth, the highest truth, and the righteous or the highest motives of doing what is right, this is how you win. So once you do this, your life become magical. There's no stopping you. And so many of you will take on a special mission to help the world. And you are unlimited in the good that you could do, because you could do almost anything. So once your energy is aligned with the universe, you definitely take on a mission to help the world. And those who are stuck on self-centered thoughts, you can suffer to a great extent. So this is why you must live by your intuition. You must follow your intuition or your inner guidance. And so many of you will marry to money or receive support from any romantic association. And you can always do well if you work hard and maintain your honesty, maintain the truth and live in your truth and be about the truth and speak that truth. And so you live by your wisdom and discipline. This is how you win. Nothing can stop you but yourself. You're the only one can stop you. As the Seven of Spades. Seven of Spades is the highest when talking about the spiritual victory. You got that strength and the inner strength to overcome anything once your energy is aligned. I'm talking about any physical pain, or illness, and suffering, mental pain, illness, and suffering. That means as long as your thoughts are positive and your attitude is grateful and happy, that means you have the ability to accomplish anything. And so align yourself with the universe because you're already connected and you will win. That's why this is the faith card. It ain't I believe, it's I know. This is the faith card. In relationship, you are most likely to benefit from a marriage or anything. So you're all about the financial realm and the spiritual realm. So what you got to do, you got to give up a tendency to think too much on the financial aspects. You know what I mean? And think of the higher good. Because the financial aspect, the financial things alike can bring you more problems than anything. It can bring you more problems than the good. So this being said, you are a card of spiritual values, and you got the ability to accomplish anything. And so you as a Seven of Spades woman are generally strong-willed, most like a king, you know what I mean, or a queen. And for this reason, you have to have trouble resigning to a role of passive, retiring female. Because you can stand up to any man, and you can be more confident than him. And this can cause a problem. And hard for him to get along with you. So, in spite of a good marriage karma, you still cannot escape from the challenges of this birth card. That I mean, so you got to understand this. This is going to bring a lot of challenges, but you can win. You got the power to overcome any obstacle. But as long as you keep that faith, or you know your energy, you know thyself, you will win. Basically it. And so you have everything that it takes to win because the universe is with you. It's how you utilize the energy. Nobody can tell you how to use the energy. And so the Seven of Spades woman are attracted to both the diamond and club males. And the club males also have much affection for them also. So this is basically it. Now, your planetary ruler cards, which is the second card that you should look up either through audio or video on the internet, is if you're born on January the 7th, you're the Capricorn, so the 4 of diamond is your second card that you should look up. February the 5th, Aquarius, the 2 of spades, March the 3rd, the Pisces, the 8 of hearts, and April the 1st, the Aries, the Jack of diamonds. And so with it being said, look these cards up, and it gets no realer than this because I can't bring you this light. I'll shake.